All right, boys and girls, here we are again today. I wanted to continue a little bit on the discussion, and I don't try to get political. I don't vote because I don't feel that anything that the government does comes down to affect my life in any way, really. You know, I know people say, oh, well, you get tax breaks and you get, what do they call that? Those handouts. I didn't get any of that, okay? I don't get a tax break. I don't get any of the, money that they gave out. I don't get any grants or loans or anything. So anything that the United States government decides to hand out doesn't come all the way down to my level. So whatever the president does, whatever Congress does, whatever the senators do, and whatever all the other people who run the government do, doesn't affect me in my day-to-day. I wake up, I go and eat my breakfast, then I go and do my thing. But I know a lot of people put a lot of, what do you call that, faith, or I don't know, faith or trust or dependence or responsibility in the President of the United States. And in reality, what would we like to see the president be able to do? I mean, when we vote for a president, what do we exactly, well, what do you guys, because I don't vote, what do you expect to see happen after the person that you voted for is elected and placed into office? I mean, they're going to sit there and they're going to pass, different things, but most of those things are for bigger companies. Most of those things are for, corporations and Congress and the Senate and people in the government, We don't get any of those things. Yeah, okay, so they can offer to cut taxes and say, hey, we're going to cut taxes, but how does it help us? So we get a couple more dollars in our paycheck, but in reality, it doesn't change our position any. So what kind of president do we need? What kind of president would everybody, everywhere, at the same time support? What kind of person would you want running the government? And we have to understand, too, we have to remember, the president is not the head honcho, technically. He is the spokesman. He is the face man, but he does not make all the decisions. He doesn't choose whether we go to war or not. He can say, hey, we should go to war, but Congress and other people still have to vote on it. He can say, hey, we should do this, but other people still have to vote on it. He can't just say, hey, I'm going to do this and have it unilaterally go across the board. So we have to remember that he doesn't have the power to just say, hey, here's what's going to happen. He only has the power to say, here's what I'd like to see happen, and if they pass something that he doesn't like, he has the ability to say, I want to veto that and hopefully get it stopped. But, if the president could make changes, what are the changes that everybody would like to see? I know that Trump has his statement of let's make America great again. But the question is, why is America not great now? I think personally America is a wonderful country. I haven't been to any other countries, but as far as it goes from my perception, I think it's a great country. Do I think it's better than any other country? I don't know. But I think where I live is a great place. So for me, America is great. But, a lot of people are always saying stuff like that. Like, oh, the president, he's a bad president. Okay, he's a bad president, but what would make him a good president? Why? Why do we need, what does a good president do? What would they change? What would help us, the people, the normal people? I'm not talking about business owners like, millionaires and billionaires. I'm talking about me and you. What would you like to see the president do? Okay, let's say that he said no taxes for 1 year. How much money would you save? 2,000, 3,000, which would inevitably get spent on stuff anyway, and you still wouldn't have it. What if he said, okay, free groceries for everybody for a year? Would that help us save money, or would we just spend the money somewhere else? What exactly are we expecting the President of the United States to do to make our lives better? That's my question.